Good morning, everybody, and welcome here to beautiful Aberdeen for day 2 of the MRDA European qualifiers. It is 10 a.m. Sunday morning, Scotland time. I'm Very Cherry, and I've been joined here with the wonderful Izzy, aka Loud and Queer.
And we are going to see Glasgow men's roller derby take on our hostly Granite City Brawlers. So the battle of the Scottish teams for you this morning. We're going to take you through the rosters first before we talk about what happened yesterday. So playing in green with grey accents for Granite City Brawlers, we have 04 Momo, 084 Pack Wild, 101 Puds, 14 Bell, 167 Orion Pax, 24 Aldred, 355 Gregatron, 390 Ragnaroka, 5 BD, 57 Japperscape, 67 Party Boy, 69 Sith Happens, 79 Dread Dwarf, and 91 Hadouken.
Wonderful stuff. And taking on Granite City will be Glasgow men's roller derby Iron Brew, and they will be playing in the blue this morning. And we have a 00 Spaniel, 07 Dead Sheeran, 13 Garth Vader, 1664 Cronenberg, 292 Sturdy Girders, 314 Doc Brown, 4 James IV, 45 Fuji, and 54 is Darth Invader. 626 Righteous, number 8 Seek and Roll Stroy, number 9 is Whiplash, 91 Dragon Ballsy, number 93 Crash Test Barbie, and 999 Disaster. And Izzy, we are 49 seconds to go. So do you want to hit us up the action from yesterday?
Well, yesterday both of these teams played 2 games and they both come out with 2 losses. So they are coming in really hungry for a win today. GMRD played Mannequin Beast yesterday, losing 80 to 295, and then a much closer game against Tide and Fear, losing 150 to 188. Granite City Brawlers played Cami Quads, losing 283 to 121, and Mannequin Beast 294 to 89. So 2 really tough games for both of these teams yesterday. They will be tired, but they will be raring to go. Who do we have on the jam line first, Sherry?
Let's have a look. So, as you may well know, if you tuned into us yesterday, you probably have a better view of the jammers than we do from the get-go, but I'm pretty sure that is a Darth Invader for Glasgow and Momo for Granite City. And Momo is at the front of this pack here, but Darth Invader is hot on their heels. So, who's going to get first? It's Glasgow.
Yeah, Darth Invader absolutely living up to his name, evading those big hits. But Momo only a quarter of a trap behind, 2 of the fastest jammers on both of these teams. Darth hits the pack, hits his hits, and a contract pulled there at the last minute, but not on Darth Invader. That's a Granite City blocker going to the box. No points in that first jam, but a fast and furious beginning to the first game.
Controversial. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, don't do this.
Because they can't hear
Cherry.
you. They can't hear you.
Yeah, I know, but I know them both, and it will be.
You've got to pick. Got 5 seconds.
I am going to put my money on Granite.
Oh,
it's their home game, or their hometown. They are a really solid team. They've got a lot of tournament experience, which this particular roster for GMRD don't necessarily have, because there's been some roster changes over the last season. But if GMRD can hold their strategy, then I could be proven very wrong.
Lovely. You took that whole jam to answer that quick fire question. I just wanted one word, but I like it. You went in with it. You had reason. You can tell you're a teacher.
You know me, Cherry. If you ask me a question, I am going to give you a really extensive and probably unnecessary answer. But yeah, that last jam saw 3 points go up for GMRD. So Granite being held scoreless still, score sitting at 6-0. And we have Aldred and Dragon Ball Z on the line.
And the jam is underway. Tiny bit of penalty trouble for Granite City, but we've got a lovely defensive wall being set up by Glasgow as we see Dragon Ball Z absolutely bombing it around the outside, but is met by the hits of Japperscape.
And that's Cronenberg off to the box. That is Cronenberg's second penalty so far, and he is a really big hitting blocker for GMRD, so that could be a sign of some early trouble. Dragon Ball Z coming up against a brutal Granite wall, and Aldred, meantime, out front. Righteous losing his helmet for GMRD. Taking a knee to the infield to fix that as Dragon Ball Z tries the inside line, but it's shut down by Pud.
Penalty trouble is racking up a little bit though for Granite City as we see two blockers going to the penalty box. So Aldred is your lead jammer at the moment, but I've got a feeling they're going to want to run this jam out, Izzy, to get some of their blockers back on track because, as you said at the top of the game, this is going to be a tight game and you cannot win a tight game with two blockers on the track.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the game that both teams will be really hoping to win. I know that GMRD were really keen to beat Tyne and Fear yesterday, didn't quite manage it. So this is really their main track. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I did a laugh then because Aldred was given a track cut and Dead Sheeran just went, yes!
Yeah.
Poker face, keep it in, kids, keep it in.
Well, with that track cut, we do have the first power jam of the game for GMRD and Dragon Ball Z, who is really struggling. Granite have got some really solid full blockers, and Dragon Ball Z are quite small in stature, very agile, very nippy, but keeps getting caught in that big wall. However,
lovely work then from Jaffa Skates. Is that number 57? Giving Dragon Ball Z some trouble and then just finishing Dragon Ball Z off. Puts the pivot at the front. I think we are safe to say that these two teams have not come to play, they've come to play. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why we both went down at the bottom then.
The dramatic effect, That power jam now expired. Both teams now fielding a jammer, and it's this matchup, which I think they will change this matchup later because these are the teams statistically over the season, I believe, their strongest jammers. So that's Darth Vader and Momo, two national team skaters for Scotland.
However, we are seeing a track cut has been issued to Darth. So Momo is your only jammer on the track at the moment. It's like a rave in here at the moment. There are so many whistles being blown. But let's have a quick evaluation of what's happening there, Izzy. We have got just one jammer on the track. That's Momo. We've got two blockers for Granite in the box. We've got one Glasgow blocker. But Momo is making easy work of this track and eating up dem points.
Eating up dem points indeed. Momo, when he hits his stride, really difficult to stop. Now, three blockers in attendance. Speedy trying to clear James the fourth on the out and clears the in for Momo. Just beautiful.
Oh, and we've had a lead change there. So this game, yesterday we had quite a few kind of done deal games, I think it's fair to say. But we've been having a treat this morning already. We are at a 7-0 jam, but a 10-11 game.
Darth Vader is back on track and being hit to the inside. Laterals round does complete his initial now after some considerable trouble. Momo, however, racking it up right now.
Yeah, as you said there, is he racking those points up? 11 points on the scoreboard already. I think we've got a couple more for Momo to get on that scoreboard. That's 13 points picked up to the MRD's 0 in that jam. So host team going to be very chuffed with that one.
Yeah, and I feel like where Granite's strength really comes in is that they really trust jammers like Momo to follow their offense, to know where they want to go, and they will play that distract offense to clear the pace for them. If GMRD can mirror that strategy, they might have a shot here. We've got Seek and Roll Stroy up against Bell right now. Bell's first time at the start today. Oh, but a penalty going to Seek and Roll Stroy, so a big chance here for Bell.
Yeah, Seek and Roll Stroy picking up a track cut there. And as you said, Izzy, Bell makes the absolute most of that and grabs lead jammer once more for Granite, who are 7 points in the lead as 10 takes on 17. 23 minutes left to go in this period. We're in for a roller coaster, Izzy. We are in for a roller coaster.
Yeah, or as Tyne and Fear would say, roller coaster.
Roller coaster jacket.
And we're having a lot of disruption run by Granite right now, just breaking up these walls.
Yeah, as you said there, Izzy, I keep saying that because you keep saying really good stuff. Nice distraction off this offense from Ragnarokka. Looked like he was coming in to clear a path, but actually just got in the way, and it was really helpful. And a lovely big jam once more for Granite, holding Glasgow to another 0-point jam, picking up 12 points for the host team, 29-10. Tasty stuff.
Tasty indeed. I mean, Glasgow really need to slow this momentum. Like, Granite really hitting their stride in the last couple of jams and are able to work with a very fast pack speed.
Yep.
And which maybe Glasgow haven't quite managed to match yet. If Glasgow can get control of the pack and counter the offense that's coming in, that's going to be really critical right now.
I think if we have another lead and some point scoring for Granite, we'll probably see Glasgow take a timeout. I think they just maybe need to, you know, just gather themselves a set. Maybe, as you said, switch the jammer rotation up a bit.
Yeah, in the meantime, Aldred is lead for Granite. James the fourth being lost to the bot, but Spaniel, the pivot for GMRD, now taking the star and forcing the call off. Smart move there by GMRD because Glasgow did play Spaniel as a jammer yesterday, so Granite will be aware that Spaniel is not, you know, he's a force to be reckoned with, and they don't want to risk him running that. Your prediction has come true. We are in a time out for Glasgow, which just gives me time to run through our wonderful officials for today. Our non-skating officials, we have Joe Kerr, Ragnarok, Peggy Kruger, Ginger Snaps, Becky Lou, Kedrog, Lindsay Needles, Misty Moan, Booker Purple Pain, Penalty Box, and Elevator.
And our on-skate officials are... We've got... He just did something funny. Temera, Batmag, Shugs Bunny, Tiny Tearaway, Jurassic Snark, Rust, Wagger, and Anton Deck. Thank you very much for giving up your time and your talent to be with us today to bring us this exciting first game of the last day of the men's European qualifiers 2019. And what happens to the top two teams at the end of the day is
the top two teams will qualify for MRDA champs, which is being held in Denver this season. And it's going to be interesting because there have been some declines already to go to champs. So really, the bracket is wide open and
yours for the taking.
I mean, judging by the performances of other teams so far this tournament, I am going to say that the teams who are likely to make it to be eligible for champs are going to be Kami Quads and the Mannequin Beasts.
Yep.
But I could be lying, as we all know. Here comes this matchup again, Momo and Darth Evader. Now, with Darth, you know, if you shut down his space and speed, you have a chance, and that's what Granite are doing really nicely right now.
Yeah, lovely tripod being held together by Party Boy and Orion Pack, but multiplayer was called there on to Party Boy, I believe that is.
And Darth Evader making really great use of making great use of the one hand down rule to avoid a cut track, but unfortunately he does pick up a cut. Meantime, Momo gets through on his scoring pass, and Granite trying to keep GMRD's wall apart right now, doing that really nicely.
So if we just have a quick check at the scoreboard, Glasgow are still on 10 points, which I believe this will be the fourth jam that they haven't scored in.
I think you're probably right. I mean, my stats are all over the place right now. I'm so excited to watch the game. Oh my goodness. Penalty box filling up. Righteous there. And one of the Granite blockers as well. Pud's still in there. Darth Evader's still in there.
But Momo, very, what's the word I'm after? Can't think of it. Very clever. I'll just go with clever. I had a better word, but it's gone.
Smart.
Just very observant.
Yes, Cherry.
I was like, what's the word for you? Use your eyes. Very observant. Saw the Glasgow jammer coming out of the box. Don't know if he was trying to be a little bit quicker to freeze them. Didn't, but look at that penalty box. It's like there's a buffet breakfast going on over there.
Well, if there is, I really hope that somebody brings me a sausage batch and a hash brown.
It's going to happen.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real. But Seek and Roll Stroy.
Offense off the line there from Glasgow. Micro pack on track. And Seek and Roll Stroy able to just...
Oh, beautiful jam there for Glasgow. Getting some points on the board after, I think this is probably now, that was 4 jams, so this is the 5th jam now scored. 14 points on the board. Wonderful, as you said, beautiful offense from that micro pack. Seek and Roll Stroy right at the inside, called it off. Bang, bang, thank you, ma'am.
And Tickle, the bench for GMRD, calling that jam. And So we've got the same setup, a micro pack, 2 blockers a piece on track, but that works in GMRD's favor. You know, I think because Granite are able to cover so much track, it's worth the risk when you have these kind of smaller blocking formations. Not this time though. Aldred finds the inside after being hit to the out, and it's lead for Granite.
Yeah, this certainly has been an exciting tussle this morning. Absolutely, bodies going everywhere. Micro packs covering the track, as you said. Beautiful stuff indeed. And the crowd here has probably whipped itself up more than it has all weekend. And it's pretty amazing to hear at 10:16 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hello to you, whatever time of day it is, wherever you're listening. It might be night time, so you're having a bit more of a party atmosphere. But
I sincerely hope the whole of Scotland are watching this. There is some lovely blocking going on here right now, but Aldred makes it round for another scoring pass. Drakenborzi has passed off the start. That's to Righteous, a really stalwart player, massive triple threat on GMRD's team. And round he goes. Aldred hits the pack, doesn't call it, lets Righteous go.
Oh my God, there is a pile up on aisle 3 for sure, and Aldred is going to the penalty box. So Righteous, your newly crowned jammer, is your only jammer on the track at the moment. Tries to do a apex jump, but is met by the hips of Jaffa Skates. Jaffa Skates' hips are all over the place in the best way possible.
Oh yeah, no, he has been one of those really solid blockers on track this weekend. It's just very consistent, very calm.
And just as we give them some credit, off they pop to the penalty box. No more credit for you.
That's how it goes. Righteous, however, putting up 4 more, having a great jam here for GMRD. Oh, comes in hot. A direction of play penalty called on Dead Sheeran. Righteous going around Flagger and Puds. And the jam plays out to its natural conclusion with at least 12 points for GMRD. We're just going to see if that goes up at all. 10 points for Granite.
So we've currently got 53, 26, 16 minutes left to go in this first period. As I said, the crowd has whipped itself up into a right old frenzy. I think we're going to have a much needed official timeout, probably because we all need to catch our breath for a second.
And in this timeout, I'd just like to tell you about one of our fantastic sponsors who really do so much for the community of roller derby. They are Roller Derby City. You can check them out at www.rollerderbycity.com. At the moment, you can get 20% off black and white scrimwear sets for summer. They have sizing from 2 extra small to 6 extra large. The fabric is sweat wicking, lightweight, and Velcro resistant. So once again, do check them out at www.rollerderbycity.com. They have kitted out our officials this weekend, and we are really grateful for the help they have given us.
And we've got tops as well, lovely announcer t-shirts, so thank you very much. Oh, and they're in black, so I'm obviously very happy.
Gotchy.
Without being mean to some of the other tournaments we've done, I don't really want an orange t-shirt.
I mean, but like I said this on the stream yesterday, and I think it still holds true, and it's worth.
Say it again then.
It's bears repeating. What we always need as roller derby players
is t-shirts.
Is more shirts.
Shirts.
I've got a deficit of shirts since starting derby.
But as you well know, if you go to RollerCon, you're going to need all those shirts with your different numbers on, your different names, and your different colours. So thank you very much, Roller Derby City, and for some of our other sponsors, which we will read through as we go today. The official timeout is taking a little bit longer than expected. I'm not sure if we've now gone into. Okay, I'm not really sure. We're going to tell you in a second. There's definitely one of the refs is over at the Glasgow bench. One of the skaters is being brought over for a chit chat. Not sure what that is. We will let you know as soon as we know, because we don't want to be no speculators.
That is the crew head ref chatting to, I believe that's disaster right now. And I don't know if Daz is captaining today, so that may be why. Let's have a look at these penalties. Now, both teams really, really quite tired from yesterday. Really, really sore legs. And I think in those last couple of jams, everything was getting really hectic, really, really fast and chaotic. Maybe the officials are just taking some time to
Calm it down slowly. Just calm it down.
But it looks like, and again, not to speculate, but it looks like an official review is being called.
All right, cool. So we will let the official review happen. The good thing about official review is we get told what it's all about, so we can bring you that information shortly. Our wonderful alt official, Anton Deck, will probably pop over and tell us all about it. And then, as you said, Izzy, we do have a few penalties to look at. We have got the highest number anyone is on is 4, which is a couple of the Granite skaters. 2s and 3s for everybody else at the moment, but obviously we'll be keeping an eye on that for you. And then while we're just getting the information about our official review, I can tell you all about United Skate Shop. United Skate Shop offer you derby, dance, disco, artistic, and everything you need to skate indoor and outdoor. If you head to their website, unitedskates.com, that's skates with an A, you can get 10% off if you use the code LAUNCH10 off all non-sale items. So head on over to United Skate Shop and get yourself kitted up. Have you got any gossip for us, or were you just gossiping?
I was just gossiping.
Oh.
Sorry, I was
Tell the class.
Well, I was trying to establish what was happening with Disaster, one of the GMRD blockers, and he has now headed to the penalty box, but he's not taken a seat. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. The officials have gone off to the side and are now coming back to give the results of the official review, which Battered Sausage, our house announcer, will bring us very shortly. All a bit tense.
It is all a bit tense, and what is fantastic is when we have situations like this, we have a wonderful crew to help look after it. And your tournament support is brought to us by people such as Cupid, Mademoiselle, we've got Scrim Reaper, and Best Case Scenario. Your officials up on the diocese looking after this game for us include people such as Scarbarella. We have Evil Saint Laurent, we have Sticks and Stoner, and we have the wonderful and gorgeous Rolling Rat as your tournament head official.
Hashtag bias.
Hashtag bias. Because
just
McFarlane is also the tournament head official as well, and it's also wonderful, but I'm not married to her. I'm married to Rat.
Married to Ray, and he is great.
Other great people are available.
Other great people are available. This is already taking almost 5 minutes right now, and the head ref has just been over to Disaster and is sending him out of the hall, unfortunately. So it looks like an expulsion. We will find the results of that pretty soon.
But it's fair to say that Disaster has gone for an early bath for Glasgow. Interestingly, Glasgow were the ones that called the official review. So did that kind of turn back on them? We shall find out shortly. And in a second or two, we can carry on with this wonderful game. We've got Brawlers on 53. We've got Glasgow on 26. 16 minutes left to go in this first period. What's the gossip, babe?
So Granite used their official review to ask that an expulsion penalty be issued to Blue 999 for an egregious unsafe hit, and that it has been awarded. So a real shame for Disaster to not see out the rest of the game. But back to the action now. Momo is lead jammer for Granite. Darth Vader just inches behind him as he comes in. Darth picks up at least 2 points there. Momo picking up the full 4. So fast and furious after that little break, putting the score 56-28 in favour of the Granite City Brawlers.
Yeah, lovely quick fast jam to come out of that break. Lovely to see. Sometimes a little break in play can be really helpful, whether you called it or the other team or the officials. Sometimes it can be a little bit detrimental, but with a 2-3 jam, I think it was quite helpful for both teams.
Yeah, and I think one thing that Glasgow in particular will need to do is to really calm things down.
Yeah.
They are not a team that thrives well on chaos. They really are great with strategy. Lovely to see calm start there. Deacon Rollstroy picking up lead. Bell following him down the inside, but half a trap behind.
Lovely work there from Seek and Rollstroy. As you said, I keep saying as you said, I'm going to eat a thesaurus at the half-time. Nice, calm jam at Seek and Rollstroy. Fast and agile, but not one that I've really seen kind of taking any risky moves. No. Very focused, knows what they're doing, loving your work.
Yeah, he really one of his main strengths is his skating ability, which I know sounds very self-evident, but he's so confident on his skates that he doesn't have to worry about his feet. Yeah. I don't know about you, Cherry, but whenever I skate, 90% of the time I'm thinking about my feet.
I'm thinking about food.
I mean, that's the other 10%. We have Aldred now against Dragon Ball Z. Aldred taking in a wide open outside lane. Up lead for Granite.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z has hurt himself, but bless him, getting back on the track. He got on the track, wanted to do a star pass, but the pivot went to the penalty box. But Dragon Ball Z, if you are hurt, please stop skating. It is not worth it. But bless him, he is still going. I'm kind of holding my breath here a bit, Izzy, because I saw him shaking his ankle out. I really hope it's just like a cramp or something.
Yeah.
I'm literally tense for him. Come on, babe.
No, he checks in with his ref. His ref's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Aldred calls it. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z's ankle did definitely have some contact or some kind of injury there. The adrenaline probably got him through that jam, but I do hope he gets himself checked out. Aldred puts up 8 for Brawlers, putting the score at 64 to 28. We are just over a quarter of game clock expired. And we now have a 2-3 walls on track with both pivots in the penalty box as Darth Vader and Momo take stars.
Interesting that we've not seen this jammer pair up being switched around.
I was going to
we both were thinking that it would happen. Maybe we're going to see that at half time. Momo trying to skip round the hips of Cronenberg. But Cronenberg ain't got no skinny hips to get around. That was quite a risky move to make there, and wonderful defense from Cronenberg, getting those hips in the right position.
And Darth does manage to pick up lead for GMRD.
That was pretty clear, wasn't it, Batmags? We all heard that.
Darth lateral through. Momo finally now out of the pack. And this risk really playing off the GMRD in this jam. Darth flies through, does his characteristic butt flick into the wall to get the hip pass, picks up 3 additional points on that pass, taking his jam total to 7, holding Brawlers in that jam.
As you said, right, I'm definitely going to come up with a new expression.
I like your expressions, Cherry. It's what makes you everyone's favourite announcer.
Literally, I'm not even my mom's favourite announcer. What
is?
I loved with Darth, I'll ask her, probably Bear. With Darth, I love the fact that they, as you said, have their little trademark move, but they always like pump in the sky, giving themselves a fist pump, loving it, and then trademark from Seek and Roll Stroy, nice and calm, calculated up the side, grabbing lead.
Yeah, Seek and Roll Stroy darts into that pack like Quicksilver.
Lovely stuff.
Twist, dip. Really gorgeous work there from Seek and Roll Stroy and his team to find those gaps in. I think, just coming back to what we talked about a couple of jams ago, I think probably the reason they're not switching up the Darth Momo matchup at the moment is because speed-wise, Darth is really the only one, I think, who can match Momo, and they're maybe seeking to neutralise. However, if Momo puts up any more of those multi-point jams, I think the bench on GMRD may kind of start to re-evaluate that situation. It's Righteous now taking the star off the jam line for the first time this game. He's coming up against Huds, Jaffa Skates, and Ragnaroka. What lovely footwork there from Righteous. And he does pick up lead for GMRD. Aldred held behind Dead Sheeran, but passes the star off to Huds.
Doc Brown, your last line of defence for Glasgow at the front of the pack, but Huds whips around the outside. Righteous whips up the inside, calls it off, and I think there's 1 or 2 Righteous fans in the house today because he just got a right old round of applause.
Righteous is one of those players who, when he does something well, he will point it out, and like absolutely, I'm here for that because we should all big each other up and ourselves more. But yeah, there was a proper roar there as he completed that jam.
Have you got some stickers?
What, for him?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I left them in my other bag, sadly, but I'll go give him a pat on the back afterwards. Momo and Darth, this old familiar Scottish national team matchup. Oh, but Darth picks up a forearm penalty. Momo now picking up lead, but forced to be swallowed back in the pack.
There's just a lot of shouting happening now, isn't there?
I mean, there really always is when you've got 2 Scottish teams in a Scottish venue.
It's like even at the rugby, it's brilliant. So, Momo, you're active and only jammer on the track at the moment, coming round. But Glasgow choosing to speed up the pack. taking Beatty at the front with them, but last line of defence there, Sturdy Girders isn't enough to hold Momo back. Momo around their hips grabs another complement of points for the Brawlers as we see 68 to 43 and under 10 minutes left to go in this first period.
Garth does make it out of the pack. Spaniel's heading off to the box for a forearm, and it looks like no points in that jam for GMRD, an additional 3 on that last pass for Momo and Granite. I mean, what a fantastic showcase of Scottish roller derby we have going on right now.
It really is. If you have been tuned, as I said yesterday, I think there may well be some sneaky teams over in America and Canada tuning in to see what they might well be up against come October. So if this is perhaps one of your first introductions to Scottish roller derby, I hope you're enjoying it because this is tasty as toast, my darling.
Tasty. Oh, no, I want toast. Terry, what do you?
Have a banana.
I do have a banana in front of me, but I feel like eating a banana and announcing is not a skill set I've
Have it at half time.
I'll do that. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Jerry. You're at home, tuck into your fruit basket, keep your vitamin C's up. We've got a long day.
Well, after this, we do have 4 more incredible games.
Oh, hit us up with what we've got, babe. Read it out like the news.
Okay, well, today on Scottish Roll Derby. No, well, so at 12 o'clock local time, we will have the Mannequin Beast facing off against the Cami Quads, otherwise known as the Derby Club Le Crest Latte Montpellier. I do apologise to all of France.
What was that?
It was my attempt at French, and I'm sorry, and I will never do it again. Now, to be fair, I think, regardless of accent, that is going to be the match to watch today. Mannequin Beast, of course, hailing from Belgium, and having had a storming season, not even a breakout season, but have the accolade of having defeated Bridgetown, the number 2 team in the MRDA.
Pretty tasty.
Yeah, and that was at Bruhaha a few months back, and it was a real shock to the Derby community, but what a great one, like a lovely upset. And they, I think, will be really keen to head off and claim their spot at MRDA champ. At 2 o'clock local time, we will have Tyne and Fear roller derby against Granite City Brawlers. That'll be Granite's last game of the tournament, and a really good matchup, I think. Tyne and Fear coming with a really fresh roster. You know, they're missing quite a lot of their regularly rostered players, but absolutely putting out a great showing yesterday.
Yep.
Then at 4 o'clock local time, we have Cami Quads against Glasgow Men's Roller Derby, and yours truly will be on the house call for that. You're welcome in advance. Do tune in. And finally, at 6 o'clock local time, we have Tyne and Fear up against the Mannequin Beast. So a great day of derby ahead.
We really do, and we are in an official timeout currently. So we're currently in a timeout situation, as we can see. We've got one of Glasgow currently sat in the penalty box. Both jammers are lining up, ready to attack. Look at the focus in their faces. They just want to get on with this jam.
Yeah, and as you said before, these kind of pauses can be beneficial or detrimental. Bell's getting a little restless, skating about on the jam line. Seeking Rollstroy, just cool as a cucumber, standing there going, come on, let me jam.
I can't imagine Seeking Rollstroy getting angry, but I bet he's one of those people who's cool as anything. And then, like, he'll be in Asda and the self-service machine, like, does something stupid because you hasn't put his thing in a basket, and he kicks off.
I mean, to be honest,
Who
hasn't kicked off at a self-service machine?
Well, yeah, but I just mean, like, most people aren't as cool as cucumbers. I think that's going to trigger him, so someone might have to go and get him a protein bar or something.
It is really lovely to see him getting so much jamming time today. The last tournament I saw GMRD in was MEQ back in November, which, you know, was good 6-7 months ago. But he did have some jamming time there, but he wasn't as highly rostered as he has been this tournament, and he's really just taken it all in his stride and is a real kind of key component on the GMRD jammer rotation right now. The head official Temporary and is just talking to her crew right now. Serious faces all round.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, as always, what is being discussed over there. This has been and still is the closest game we've had all tournament.
I would also like to point out that if you do want to join in our conversation, you can use the hashtag on social media, hashtag MEQ 2019. The captains and bench are just being called over by the head referee right now.
Yeah, so we'll bring you that information as soon as we know it, because obviously nothing has been apparent in front of us. So sometimes when there's an official review, you're kind of like, yeah, it's probably for the jammer track cut or something like that. It's not so clear. So we will find that out. And of course, let you know all about it in just a second. I'm just going to have a quick little look to see what's happening. I can't see anybody going to the box or anything happening untoward. Maybe everybody's just been told to politely calm oneself down.
We would also like to say we know there may be some problems with the stream sound right now. We are working on it to try to make our dulcet tones much more clear, because, you know, that's really why you've tuned in. It's not to watch the derby, it's to listen to me and Sherry.
Hiya.
So we do have good chat, you know, and if you ever want to get into announcing, probably don't come to us. We're not the best example. No, do come to us. We'd always love to talk about announcing. Everyone's playing musical statues on track now, but it's all smiles, all friends. Quite a lot of these skaters are on the national team for Scotland as well, so they'll be very familiar with each other. And at the end of the day, it's all just good fun, hopefully clean roller derby. At the end of the day,
everyone's going to get in the sea together, even though it's about -3, and have a lovely time.
I mean, I will not be getting in the sea, but metaphorically, I'll be in the sea. Yeah. We have another lead status for Seek and Roll Stroy. Bell is a quarter of a track behind him. Cronenberg. Oh, I just made a noise because Seek and Roll Stroy, emulating the magnificent two-footed apex jump that was Mustache's trademark yesterday, and that was just fantastic.
Yeah, wonderful stuff to see there after that break. Again, both teams making the most of the little break that we just had. Penalty box does have one Glasgow pivot currently sat in there, as we see Righteous up against Aldred, and we are being treated to some jammer on jammer action. Beautiful tripod being picked up there, being led by Pack Wild. We've also got Ragnarok in there. No lead jammer called just yet because this defense is working a treat, and Aldred comes through and grabs lead.
You jinxed it there. But Righteous is now back in action, quarter of a track behind, chasing Aldred down. Oh, and a big old hit there. Righteous puts a finger up, thinks he got 1 point, but no points there in that jam.
So Glasgow seems to be running with this one pivot in the penalty box for quite a while now. I will say it's a different pivot. I'm not totally mean, but Momo comes right up the inside and grabs the lead once for the Brawlers. 71 points for them, stretching out their lead. Glasgow still currently sat on 47. Momo being recycled to the back of the pack by Cronenberg.
Yeah, Darth Vader now out of the pack, taking an uncharacteristically slow approach, but no time to capitalize either way as the jam is called by Momo.
Penalty box pivot party is continuing, but this time Granite City have been welcomed in. So Glasgow will be out on the track for the first time at the start of the jam for a couple of jams now, with a full complement of blockers. Very nice stuff. So we see Seek and Roll Stroy. No drama with that self-checkout, is he? Right round the outside and grabs the lead once more for Glasgow. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and he's managed to do that about 3 times now in this half. It's become a characteristic move for him. Bell now out of the pack on the initial Seek and Roll Stroy, not having any of that. happy to put up his 4 points and call it. And look at this differential. GMRD just chipping away ever so gradually. 24-point differential with 5.5 minutes to go in this first half. This game is still absolutely anyone's for the taking.
It is indeed. Izzy, look, we have 2 pivots on the track for the first time in ages. Penalty box is empty. Excuse me, I coughed down the mic at you. Very rude. We have Aldred up against Darth Invader, a different jammer start matchup that we've had for a while, and Darth makes absolute advantage of that. Grabs through, grabs lead as we have the star pass over to Puds for Granite.
And Granite have used those star passes really, really well when they have used them. Very smart, almost as soon as lead is established. And forcing that call off from GMRD. Just waiting to see if there any points are going up. Shug's just consulting with their OPRs in terms of how many players he thinks Darth passed. And it looks like 3 points going up. We now have Spaniel taking the star. I think this is Spaniel's first time starting with the star. And as you know, he is a really strong jammer, but not as experienced, but he did a great job yesterday.
So, I think this is tactical. We all well know this. Spaniel is now currently the only jammer on the track at the moment for a power jam. Spaniel, though, has racked up a fair amount of points in this first half as a blocker. And it's not a roller derby kind of coaching sequence. Sometimes if you've got like your double threat skater, get in a few blocker penalties, stick them out as a jammer, let them run it out of their system. And Spaniel's doing a wonderful example of that. 4 points on the board already as we see the power jam just about to come to an end as Momo will jump onto your screen any second now. Jump, Momo, jump, come on.
Spaniel hits the deck, pops back up, calls the jam just as Momo is released. Really smart jam there from GMRD. And you know, now only 15 points separating these seasons. This is getting really down to the wire. And it's all good. It's going to be so much about how these teams switch up at halftime. You know, will they change these rotations up? Will they put in a different strategy to counter what they're seeing on track? Or will they just go out and do exactly what they've been doing and hope for the best? Who knows? It's roller derby.
So 3 minutes left to go in this period then. 60 taken on 75. Seek and roll Stroy absolutely smacked down to the deck by Pud. We may well see Seek and roll Stroy look angry, or we'll just see him. Oh, I thought he was going to leg up the inside. I got excited, I got cocky, but no.
What beautiful defense here from GMRD and on Bell, Cronenberg and Dead Sheeran. But Dead Sheeran now heading to the box for their troubles. Cronenberg holding at the front, lovely one-on-one blocking, and Seek and roll Stroy makes it through after 30 seconds of play, the lead. Miss Tickle, the bench, tells Seek and roll Stroy to call it. He does so. 2 of his blockers still frozen in the box, but 1 for GMRD, so a light pack on track as we head into Jam 24. No points put up, though, in that last jam, so his hips just weren't quite in the right position. We have under 2 minutes to go on this first period clock. And we have Darth Vader up against Aldred, 2 of the bendiest jammers in the universe.
Beautiful defense there from Orion Pack, leading this double pack, this double blocker for the Granite City, as they are the only inactive jammers on the track at the moment. Aldred coming through, grabbing lead. 1 blocker apiece going to the penalty box, so we're going to be treated to some lovely offense here from Granite. We see Jaffa Skates getting involved. We can see Orion, third Aldred round the outside on his toe stops, coming through and grabbing that full complement of points.
Yeah, he really does have exceptional footwork. But GMRD is doing a lovely job plugging the gaps. Aldred now going off for a back block. I saw that happen. It's going to be a power switch. But now Darth Vader had actually exited the box, so Aldred will sit the full 30 seconds, and this is a full 2-minute jam. Darth puts the speed on, out of the pack on the initial. What will GMRD do to help him out? They will send Dead Sheeran to the outside. They will set up the sweep. Ooh.
So track cut called onto Darth. Bless them, they did check that their opposing skater was okay as they went down to the ground, but the jammer switcheroo has happened once more. So Darth is in the penalty box. Aldred has been sprung out. Aldred wasn't in the penalty box for that long, so I think Darth will be back on the track before this jam ends, unless any more jammer switcherooing wants to take place.
I knew I jinxed it by saying that it would be a full 30 seconds. Oh, and Darth, this could be really difficult for GMRD because that is his 5th penalty, and he is their primary jammer, so this could be a little bit serious. James the Fourth going in for a last minute hit
on the 4th whistle, and that does give him a penalty though,
a late hit.
Late hit. We did kind of see it coming, and he did admit it as it happened. So that's great to see. And that is your intermission, wonderful folks of Roller Derby. Come back to us in around 14 minutes time to watch the exciting concluding part of Glasgow versus Granite City. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to game number 6, first game of the day here. We have got, it's been a bit boring to be honest, hasn't it? Could have put me washing out.
I mean, it's not at all been exciting, you know, with really,
no effort.
With really close differentials, power jams, penalty go around. No, oh actually, no way it has. It's been all of those things.
It's been pretty alright, hasn't it? So, if you missed the first half, my gosh, have you missed out? You've not only missed out on the wonderful Loud and Queer and Very Cherry bringing this game to you, but you have missed a very close, tight game of Granite City on 85 points, Glasgow on 64. We've got power jams. We've had an expulsion. We have got a few skaters on some quite high penalties. But, Izzy, tell us of some of the amazing stuff we saw in that first half.
I mean, there was some fantastic work from GMRD with Seek and Roll Stroy jamming, managing to get out within just a couple of seconds, 3 or 4 times. And that was really where you saw GMRD's strategic play come in. On the other hand, Granite's blocking abilities and shutting down GMRD's faster jammers have just been, it's just been exceptional to watch. We are quite high on penalties. Let's talk you through some of those right now, which could be significant. So Spaniel on GMRD's side and Darth Vader are both on 5 penalties. Now that's significant because Darth is a really high rotation jammer and Spaniel has been putting in double shift as pivot and jammer, which will be more significant this half because unfortunately at half time I discovered that Dragon Ball Z is injured. I do not think he will be returning to the bench. We saw him go down with that ankle injury.
I'm doing a sad face right now.
It's a pre-existing injury and I think he's just going to rest it up. We'll have to see if he's fit to play Kami Quads later.
Let's hope so.
But that I imagine that means that GMRD will be putting Righteous in for a heavier stint as both pivot and jammer.
Nice.
But who knows? What about Granite Cherry? What's the story over there in terms of penalties?
So their penalties are a little bit more spread out. They're a bit more of a team that shares. You know, like so giving it a positive spin.
Penalty for you, penalty for me.
Penalty for everybody. I would just also like to note we have added a minute and a half onto the time here. Our wonderful co-tournament head ref walked over looking like a gothic snooker player to tell us. So that's why we are talking a little bit more. If you were like, yeah, come on, hurry up. So, Granite City, we have got the likes of Puds doing an absolute storming job as pivot, but has picked up 4 penalties, as has Orion Pax. Jaffa Skate is your highest penalty Jaffa Cake eater with 5 penalties on the board, and we've got some 1s and 2s littered out as well. So, Izzy, Glasgow have got to be a bit more careful from a jammer point of view, which to be honest is it's probably a tad more noticeable.
Yeah.
But Granite could start losing blockers. I mean, if you start losing blockers, your pivotal players, your pat leaders, etc., that can be quite detrimental as well. But what's happening? Because we've just had the start whistle.
Well, Momo is out for lead. Darth came out of the box and got through the pack pretty quick. Momo takes a leap up the inside, doesn't quite manage to land it, but does pick up 3 points on that first jam. So score now 88-64 in favour of the Brawlers.
1 blocker apiece stood up in the penalty box. Is that Bell, I believe that is, for Granite and Seek and Roll Stroy. Yep. Mr. Cool, Calm and Collective. I think giving him enough credit for that already today.
It feels like we haven't seen Bell that much, and maybe that's because he's had shorter jams. Bell beckons his wall back there to catch Seek and Roll Stroy, and Bell coming up against Darth Vader, who is going to the box. Bell now picking up lead status for Granite.
Seek and Roll Stroy being called to the penalty box for a blocking with the head penalty. It was right in front of us, so yep, it did certainly happen. So Seek and Roll Stroy will be sitting down for a sec. Bell picking up 4 points in that jam, getting the Brawlers ever closer to that century mark, is he?
Yeah, and as that is said, Bell comes in again, picks up 4. GMRD looking a little flustered in the front of that wall. And Granite setting up a sweep offense to the in and out. GMRD speeding up the pack. And enabling Bell to get on the out. Oh, but Deacon rolls Troy. Oh, lovely little apex jump with a knee tap to steady himself.
Did a little chuckle there because his momentum got the better of him. Had to do a couple of knee dips. Bell, 12 points on the scoreboard for Granite City, taking them, Izzy, to that 100 mark. 2 cheeky more points put on that board. So 14-point jam there for Bell. You said you hadn't seen him for a while, so we wanted to show off and give you 14 points.
And you know, he just wanted to slap that century for you, Cherry. He knows that's what you like.
It's kept us both happy. Thank you, Bell. And lovely work there from Deacon Rolls-Roy, coming out of the penalty box, doing a couple of dips for us.
And
lovely stuff.
Unbelievably, for the first time in a while, we've got an empty penalty box.
Careful with those words, Izzy.
Watch me jinx it as Darth Vader and Aldred take the stars. Some nice coverage of the track there from GMRD. Darth forced to reset behind Granite's wall. But Aldred finds a gap, picks up lead. Darth just breathing down his neck and managing.
Oh! Darth, you sassy jammer. That was a bit sassy, wasn't it, Izzy? So hopefully your cameras picked that up. A few sass points been put on the board there for Darth.
Yeah, and Darth doing what GMRD's old jammer Optimus Grime used to do, hitting someone down and then just waving them goodbye.
Sassy.
He's got to be careful though, he is on 3 forearms. I've told him off at half time for this.
Yeah, he doesn't want the favour being repaid and someone waving him off as he goes for an early bat, so you've got to be careful. But we have a power jam situation for Spaniel for Glasgow, making easy work of that Granite micro pack, coming through and grabbing some more points. I think it's fair to say, Izzy, Glasgow want to slap that century as well.
I mean, who and why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
So Spaniel doing a nice, steady job here as his offense in the form of sturdy girders comes in, cleans that inside line. Gorgeous work there from GMRD.
And Spaniel calls that jammer, freezing Momo in the penalty box. Not just Momo, though, one blocker as well. So, power jam start for Seacon Rolls-Roy for Glasgow up against 3 blockers of Granite. Glasgow, whatever you did at half time seems to be paying off, my little buddies.
Well, they are really, like, especially last season when we saw them at MEQ, their real strength was their strategy.
Nice.
And I feel like they probably chatted about that at half time. Deacon Rolls-Roy, the only jammer until Momo just re-enters from the box and manages to pick up lead. Nice work there from Granite. Deacon Rolls-Roy being shut down, but finds room on the inside to make it out on the initial.
Oh, Dead Sheeran, lovely, getting your hips in the right position, taking Momo off his stride. And there we go, the high fives from your jammer and opposing blocker. Wonderful stuff to see. And if you are into looking at wonderful stuff, don't forget our wonderful sponsors that have brought this game to us today. We have, oh, it's gone a bit quiet. We have the likes of Roller Derby City, who have been fantastic. We've got Fifth Blocker, Moral Decay, United Skates, Stuff Comics, Separic, and Semple Sports Therapy.
Oh, Semple sorted me out yesterday, and I'm still sore, but I deserve the pain. She's a sports masseur, just to clarify.
You didn't just go to that dodgy nightclub in town?
No. In the meantime, Darth Vader picking up lead for GMRD. Bell being held back, but a really blended pack right now in the apex. Darth ducks and dives. Who ordered the beans it? There he goes. Slices through. Picks up 4 points.
Wonderful, well-received jam there from our lovely crowd here in beautiful Aberdeen and your wonderful crowd at home. I really hope you are getting into this game as much as we are, whether you're having a little watch party, maybe you have to work on a Sunday, so you're sneaking it on your phone, maybe you're in IKEA.
We're worth being fired for. Watch it on your phone. Do it.
I mean, don't get fired, maybe just a disciplinary.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get fired, it probably means you did something before, which is nothing to do with us. Deacon Rolls-Roy!
Oh, he is a inside line magician at this game.
I love it. Love his work. But Aldred heard us giving credit to Seeker and Rolls-Royce and was like, no, look at my stampy feet. Comes through. No points picked up there from Granite City, but GMRD picks up 4 points in that jam. Wonderful stuff, and it's getting a bit of a party atmosphere here today.
I mean, I can't stop watching Aldrid's toe stop work. I think he's on his toe stops more than he is on his skate. In fact, I'd like to take off his wheels and just see what happens, because I don't think it would actually make a difference. We have Spaniel now jamming for GMRD, and that is Momo. Tries that inside line. James the Fourth sees him off. Tries the outside, and this time manages to duck around James for the lead.
Oh, I just love the way Batmax does her call. She's just so Scottish.
I mean, that is appropriate for the event we're in. Momo being held back now, but finds room on the outside. Spaniel trying the outside line too, and makes it round, chased down by Granite, but out on the initial safe and sound.
It's getting tense, is it? It's getting tense.
It is intense, but that's what we like. Jam is called. No points for GMRD. Oh my goodness me, and we have we have 28 points now, which is a slightly larger differential than we had coming out of half time.
But it's nothing really, isn't it, in roller derby?
That is a couple of jams. That's a decent power jam.
It's like half a slice of toast.
Could you stop talking about toast? You're making me hungry.
Well, I'm just giving people a visual if they can't quite work it out.
I do appreciate the visual aid. Bye.
One of my favourite things in roller derby is one of my ex-teammates used to cut the track into pizza slices, so you knew how far away the pack was. So it'd be like, if the jam was 2 pizza slices, maybe get to the front.
That is genius.
It is genius. So hello to Skatey, because she gave me that. Pizza lover extraordinaire.
She needs to trademark that immediately. And that timeout now over. We have a 3-4 pack on track in favour of Glasgow. Darth Vader and Bell taking the line. Glasgow swallowing Granite up from the pivot line and dropping into that lovely tripod formation around Bell.
Someone's going to the box. Oh, it is Darth being sent off to the penalty box. We've already got 5 penalties on the board for him. As you said, he's going to really have to be careful because Glasgow need him till the end. To the end.
Yeah, and you can't see on the screen right now, but I'm clutching my face because...
Clutching your pearls.
Clutching my pearls because that makes me anxious. Bell, in the meantime, doing some lovely lateral footwork. Honenberg seeing him onto the inside. And but Granite coming in with a sweep offense to try to create that space. Nice work there by Crash Test Barbie and Dead Sheeran at the front. Just holding Bell back for a bit.
Power Jam has now ended. Darth is back on the track with us, but has been welcomed by a Granite City tripod, being led there by Puds and BD. Lovely stuff.
There goes Darth. And he is going to try to catch Bell up, put the pressure on him to call that jam. That inside line wide open. Darth gets his hips past. Bell gets their hips past.
But who got what? Let's have a look.
And a multiplayer penalty being called now. I believe that is going to be on Dead Sheeran of GMRD.
Right, so score-wise in that jam, we had 6 points being picked up there by Brawlers, taking them to 115. 3 points picked up there from Glasgow, taking them to 83. We are into 90 minutes and change for this period. Penalty trouble in the favour of Granite with just 1 blocker in the penalty box. But Glasgow, tell us what happened there is.
Oh, well, Righteous is jamming and he played some defense off the line, but he picked up a forearm for his troubles and that wrist did not play off for GMRD. Aldred is now lead and with the power jam. Granite coming in with a big, fast sweep. Aldred taking the out. And leaping over the apex like a twinkled toad pony.
Luckily, though, Righteous has gone to the penalty box, as you said, for a forearm. Has only, and I say that with kind of air commas, 4 penalties on the board, so he's one of the safer, cleaner jammers that Glasgow have been putting out. Obviously, we're kind of clutching our pearls that Darth stays with us. But it is amazing how skaters can stay on 6 penalties for ages after racking them up quite quickly. And that cheer, as you may well have heard in the house, was Righteous coming out, and I believe not quite picking up some points, but making an early call off of the Brawlers as we see 4-0 in that jam.
Let me try this one.
So score now 122 to the Brawlers, 83 to GMRD, and GMRD will call a team time out, in which I would like to tell you about another one of our fantastic sponsors who have helped us put on this weekend. And that is United Skates Skate Shop. The derby, dance, disco, artistic, everything you need to skate indoor and outdoor. You can shop now at www.unitedskates.com. That's spelled United and then SK8S.com. And they have a full Moxie fitting station and a raffle competition right now to win a pair of Moxie boots for £5, which is a really, really sweet deal, and I need to get on that.
If you won, what colour would you get?
Oh, I'd get a mixture of colours. I'd get maybe 1 purple and 1 teal or something like that. Yeah, but you know, I don't currently have the money for Moxie, so let's try that raffle. You can also use the code LAUNCH10 for 10% off non-sale items at www.unitedskates.com.
What impeccable timing there is as the timeout comes to an end. We know our optimum talking facility for a timeout now. Talk about Moxies and choose a colour.
I don't think anyone's ever accused me of having the optimum time for talking in my life, Cherry.
Well, there you
very
go.
Grateful.
Put that in your compliment box. So, compliment box for our skaters as the penalty box is empty. Everybody out on the track. We've got some beautiful offense from the get-go in the shape of puds. Seacon Rolstroy trying to take his trademark inside is denied as Momo is getting used to the hips there of Dot Brown, Righteous and Cronenberg.
And GMRD have been doing a really nice job of plugging these gaps on the outside and just angling the jammer off. And they're slowing Momo down quite nicely right now. Deacon Rolstroy has 2 to be at the front. Momo working away, and Deacon Rolstroy picks up leads, but Momo is literally right behind him.
I think we all heard Call It being shouted from the bench there. Momo picking up 2 points there for the Brawlers, and it looks like Deacon Rolstroy did not pick anything up in that jam, so a bit of a late call off there for Glasgow. Ooh.
Yeah, a big risk there because
oh no, hang on.
Oh wait, yep, 2 points
2
apiece.
points. Not as bad as we thought.
Yeah, so a neutral jam there. Putting the score 86 GMRD, 124 to Granite City Brawlers. And Darth Vader with a beautiful gravity-defying leap over the apex. Picks up lead for GMRD. Cronenberg with the drawback on Bell and funnels him into a lovely strong tripod. Hadouken dropping back to play offense for Bell. And the wall just swirling and chaotic right now.
Darth coming through. Have to say, from watching Darth quite a bit this weekend, been a little bit more careful as he made his way through the pack there, swiveling his hips around, comes through once more, grabs a whole token of points there for Glasgow, bringing them to 94 points. He's so close to that century mark.
And you're right, Darth is definitely playing very carefully. He is on 6 penalties. He knows that he cannot afford to foul out right now. There he goes, breaking the century mark for Glasgow. 16 points on the jam. Lovely, careful work here from GMRD. That's 10-20 now. And the penalty box filling up with GMRD blockers. Righteous, the only one on track.
But Righteous has been called for a penalty, so a little bit of confusion whether to go to the box or not. There is a seat for him as Cronenberg has just exited. And I think it's fair to say, I thought we were going to go into an official review. We're having an official, sorry, I thought we were going to have an official timeout. We are having an official review. While that's going on, let's have a quick look at this penalty board, Izzy, because we can see from Brawler's point of view, Orion Pax fouled out, Jaffa Skates fouled out. So I said that a bit too excitedly, my apologies. We've got the likes of BD who's on 4. We've got Aldred on 4. Getting a little bit concerning. Flipping over to Glasgow. Spaniel has been on 6 for a while. You know what I said about skaters that can hold that 6? Darth Invader's spoken about them a little bit. Right, just racked up a couple more penalties though. Now he's on 5. We did credit them for their cleanness, but they have, Izzy, been putting a bit of an extra shift in as a jammer, as you well said.
Yeah, and we've got 2 big blockers there. That's Cronenberg and James IV sitting pretty on 4 and 5 respectively. So if GMRD can hold their nerve and just not pick up any more penalties, they have a chance here because look, the biggest jam of the game on either side so far has been put up by Darth Vader in that last jam. 23 massive points, and that puts them within grasping distance of that lead. And I'm struggling to kind of think about what both teams are going to do going into the last quarter, because you can bet your life that Granite City are not feeling comfortable right now.
No, but while we've been talking about penalties, may I just give a little bit of credit to the likes of Bell from Brawlers and Sturdy Girders from Glasgow. No penalties each. So lovely stuff. It's not all doom and gloom with the penalties, is it? Let's give some credit where credit's due. Yeah. We've also got a fair few skaters who've only picked up 1s and 2s as well. So credit to you, especially the likes, as we said, Bell and Sturdy Girders. They haven't been on like a 1 in 20 rotation, have they? They've been putting a shift in as well. So credit all round, my lovely skating people.
Yeah, and also, of course, credit to our fantastic skating officials for keeping an eye on them.
We're just going to find out what that official review was about. Sausage is just telling Izzy, over to you in the studio.
So, well, Granite City Brawlers were requesting that a cut track be issued to Darth Vader. That the no call stands, so they do not retain their review. Big sigh of relief there for GMRD, as that would have seen Darth foul out if the cut had been awarded. In the meantime, Aldred would lead, Seek and Rolls Troy hunting him down.
Beautiful jam there while we were talking about the official review. Both jammers, absolute masterclasses in footwork for us. 3 points picked up there for the Brawlers. 2 points picked up there for Glasgow. So 1-1-1 for Glasgow, 1-2-7 for Brawlers. 14 minutes left to go in this game. Izzy, you are correct to take some fluids on because it's stressful. Maybe take some salts on. Maybe like stroke what are they called, those animals that you use for help?
Like a therapy dog?
Yeah, therapy
Please
dog.
bring me one.
I don't have one.
Darth Vader and Momo. We've not seen this matchup for a while now. Darth tries that inside line. Dread Dwarf shutting him down. Tries the out. Party Boy sees him there. Lovely hold at the back from GMRD on Momo. We've got their really big hitting blockers there. Darth tries the inside. Oh no.
What's happened?
And Darth is now in the penalty box for a low block, evidently, and that will, if upheld, see him foul out of the game.
So what that does mean is, as you said, not only have they fouled out the game, it means that Glasgow will be without a jammer for the entirety of this jam. Now, if Brawlers have paid attention and know that this has happened, they've still got 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in this jam. I would run it like the freaking clappers.
I mean, I would do what you would advise, Sherry, because I mean, with Momo on a 2-minute potential power jam, that's a lot for GMRD to come back to. And Momo's just taking his time, ducks round Righteous, comes up against James IV. Righteous apparates to the front somehow. That man is magical.
Good word. Also, we can see Glasgow's blockers on the track doing a lovely job, but I think I'm safe to say been a little bit more hesitant, probably playing it a little bit more cool. They appreciate that they've lost a few teammates, and we've still got 12 minutes left to go in this game.
Yeah. Momo managing to skate on 1 foot, but does pop one out. Dead Sheeran draws him back, But look at Granite's so good with that switch back.
There's actually a sign in the audience that says calm now. Careful now, sorry. Oh, Izzy, what happened while I was looking at the crowd?
Well, Momo got a cut track and was sent to the box. The jam just came to its natural conclusion, but even if that is the case, because Darth Vader had just fouled out, if Momo had sat, he would have then been released again immediately, I think. I will probably be corrected on those rules, because as you said, GMRD would not have been able to field a jammer.
Well, there's a jammer on the track in the shape of the Spaniel.
Yeah. So now...
Oh, no, there isn't a jammer on the track in the shape of the Spaniel. Straight into the penalty box for a back block. And just like his jammer buddy before him, what does that mean, Izzy?
Well, that means Momo is released virtually immediately, as he had only sat for 3 seconds.
Okay, a bit of confusion.
Yeah.
Let's clear this up. So Spaniel was released from the box. I think this may well have been an officiating error because he is on 7 penalties. He's been held in the box, and I think has been told when your time's up to come and stand behind, as is correct. So Momo, again, on an uncontested power jam. We have got 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. There ain't no Glasgow jammer coming out for this, is there?
Yeah, and I think that was a really unfortunate oversight on GMRD's part to put in a jammer who's on 6 penalties, because now with that penalty, they cannot field another jammer. So, you know, we all learn from roller derby. I think we all learn more than we'd like to sometimes. But Momo now just doing his laps, and this penalty board looking so unhealthy right now. Momo, easy duck and dive around James IV, and GMRD having a bit of chat on track because they know that they've just got to hold their defensive formation, but are struggling to do that.
Momo is kind of carefully taking himself around the track. He doesn't want to be going to sit down in the penalty box anymore. Picked up 20 points already in this jam. 10 minutes left to go in this half. Glasgow are just going to have to really be careful and focus with the blockers that they put out there. And we really don't want to see this being like a sad ending to this game for Glasgow because they've been pretty mint all the way through.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that those high rotation players have picked up those penalties.
But my God, are the Granite City fans in the house happy with this performance? Big cheers all round. 28, babe. Sorry, our house announcers just asked us to look at the scoreboard. 28 points picked up on the board there for Granite City. And as we predicted, timeout being called by Glasgow. I think they need to just regroup themselves. In fact, I heard Miss Tickle go, right, everybody in.
And that's 55 points now.
Let's fan ourselves down, Izzy. It's been a bit of a madden. Right, we've had foul outs, as we know, Darth Invader, Spaniel, Orion Pax, Gaffer Skate. BD is on 6. Cronenberg also on 6.
It's a bit like GMRD looked at Granite's penalties and went, anything you can do.
It's gone a bit
we
battleships,
can also do. You've got 2 foul outs? Fine. We'll also have 2 foul outs.
Probably a bit of a party going on in the skater room over there. But as we said, 9 minutes left to go in this game. We don't want to see this being like an unraveling for Glasgow. I want to see their like backup jammers coming out. I want to see skaters that don't normally get a high rotation coming out and showing off. Yes, for the crossovers. And willing them on to have a great last 9 minutes. Because that's what roller derby is all about. And we want to see some great stuff.
Yeah, it is really, really unfortunate for GMRD. I've just noticed that Whiplash is also sitting out. Dragon Ball Z with that injury, so not coming back after half time, and now 2 foul outs. So they are, you know, they're bringing the scraps of their team to the track, but they're still in good spirits. They're still having a good time. And ultimately, both these teams really, really love playing against each other, and they're having fun. And that is why we're here, isn't it?
And Righteous has just whipped up the team with their trademark little phenomenon sing-alongs, getting the crowd behind them as Dragon Ball Z keeps it cool, whips around the inside as, sorry, that's Seacon Rolls Troy. I saw the wrong name. It's because he's so cool and collective. Yeah, and have we had a lead yet?
No, but as you said that, Bell manages to get around. Deacon Rolls Joy makes it out too. Righteous and Dead Sheeran are the only two blockers on track for GMRD right now. Now Garth Vader in attendance, but no time for GMRD to put points up. Full 4 going up for Belle and the Brawlers.
Belle and the Brawlers sounds like a
band, doesn't it?
It does. Or like a weird Disney film.
Like an offshoot of Saved by the Bell.
Oh, hasn't there been about 10 offshoots of Saved by the Bell? How many times can Screech go back to school?
I'm disappointed that that's not actually his derby name, Saved by the Bell.
That's a good name, actually.
I know. I think he should listen to me.
Let's,
Who's on the jam line?
Aldred and Righteous. Da-da-da-da. Just made a song out of it for no real reason. One apiece in the penalty box, and it's tripod time on the track, but I think someone's getting called for a multiplayer. But who is it?
That's James the Fourth heading off for GMRD.
For his 5th penalty. So James the Fourth has been on a 4th penalty for a while, picks up his 5th there. Aldred picked up lead. Brawlers have got quite a hefty 60-point lead. We've still got 7 minutes to go, so we could well see a switcheroo, but Granite City really are in the driving seat of this game at the moment.
Lovely reformation of the wall there from GMRD. Some really nice switching. But Aldred swoops on past, pulls it for 4. Oh my goodness. So the score now, 174-111 in favour of Granite City Brawlers. 7 minutes and change left in this second period. And really now for Glasgow, it's going to be about conserving this differential, trying to put pressure on Granite to not have these big multi-pass jams that Momo picked up a few minutes ago.
We are having an official timeout. Not sure what needs to be done. Skaters are kind of having a little bit of dance around the place.
And during this official timeout, we'd just like to thank another one of our sponsors, which are Dirty Jeans. You can shop now at www.dirtyjeans.co.uk. And you have a code for 15% off, which is Flyermate, which is FLYERM8. Not the letter A. the letter A and the number M. No, I'm an English teacher. But yeah, with Dirty Jeans Clothing, you can explore, you can live, and you can be more. So do check them out at www.dirtyjeans.co.uk.
And hello to Billy, because he said, can I have a shout out and a big up to our home league of Central City Roller Derby? That is done in the bag, and in the bag is Belle Lead Jammer once more for the Brawlers.
Well, I'll give a shout out to Red Baron as well, who wanted to hear us sing, but I'm not doing that.
No, mate,
sorry,
it's
love.
a bit early. Maybe later at the after party when we're a few tiki cocktails in.
Deacon Rolls Joy coming in hot, doesn't pick up points on that pass, but 3 going up for Granite.
Very weird noise happening on the track. Sounds like a goose has just been let in the building. I think everyone's just getting a bit excited.
And, oh my goodness, so for the first time,
that's Dirty
this
Girders.
tournament, Dirty Girders is having a jam. That's a sensible choice from GMRD. They are clean in terms of their penalty sheet.
And they've been having a storming tournament.
They have. They've had a really, really great time as blockers. And they're really strong, so
why not? Oh, Sturdy Girders has been taken a small hit to the face, and I think we're going to have to call this jam off. Get some medical attention over to Sturdy. Jam has come to an end, and we will go into an official timeout while Sturdy just gets a look at. Waving the pivot hat in the air.
Star hat, like, take it off me.
The other one.
Take it off me. In the meantime, the penalty box has managed to fill up within about 3 seconds.
Oh, the penalties. So let's have a look what's going on. We've got Cronenberg sitting on 6 currently. Righteous has been on that 5 for a while, so he's been holding on to that quite well. Aldred holding on to that 4 for a pretty sizable amount of time now, which is very impressive.
BD on 6 still on the Brawlers side, but to be fair, at this point, with only 5.5 minutes left to go, penalties aren't going to make a massive difference.
Do not have to eat your words there.
I mean, I'm constantly
basically having to eat my words, my main diet. So.
Beatty has just left the track.
Hardy boys in the box as well, but I do not know.
Okay, let's just give this a sec to find out. I know there was, Sturdy Girders did take a hit to the face, so I'm not sure whether there's a penalty that's been given because of that. Our penalty board has just pressed F5, so we'll see when it's refreshed and we will tell you what's going on. Yeah, foul out there for Beatty. Thank you, Sam, my wonderful assistant here, looking after us technically. Basically, you press the refresh button, but I'll give him some credit.
I mean, it's not just the refresh button. We should really give a shout out to everyone who's helped us set up this free live stream this weekend, because as we know, free streams in Derby are somewhat of a rarity.
Say what?
You are welcome, people of the internet. And it's Ed Sheeran with the star for GMRD, and the crowd erupts as he picks up lead.
I love it now when the team's like, just who wants to do it? Come on, let's have you. So Dead Sheeran, off your pop. Wonderful stuff. And scores on the boards for Dead Sheeran, taking GMRD to 15.
115.
Yes.
I was like, where did all the rest of their points go?
I just forgot about that. Sorry. I'm really dyslexic.
It's fine.
Oh, we've had a foul out though to Cronenberg. There is a foul out party going on in the room next door. Cronenberg has gone to join in, but James the fourth, very happy with his teammate there, doing a lovely job. Great stuff to see and lovely stuff to see. Two very confident jammers on the track in the shape of Aldred and Seek and Rolls-Roy, giving each other the fist pump as we go into the final 4 minutes, Izzy.
Do you know what? Nobody on GMRD can complain about not getting enough track
I know,
time
right?
this game. They're all putting in a shift.
But it is Aldred who has picked up lead jammer for Granite. Coming round now, tap of the hips. Did they grab 1 or 2 points? No points on the board straight away for Glasgow, but I think we might see 2 points for Aldred. Let's have a look. Shrugs is checking in with the rest of his crew. And that's 3 points in the sky there for Brawlers, taking them to 182. Glasgow on 118. Or 1882 if you want, because I've just took the hundreds off.
I mean, Crash Test Barbie's having a jam? Yes, Barbie, come on. Barbie's had such a great tournament as a blocker. Like, her track awareness has been so good. So it's really nice to see her take the star for her team.
But sadly, Puds was on it, and a track cut has been issued to Crash Test Barbie.
No?
Don't think it's been heard.
Oh.
So three times she was called for her penalty. So off to the box, which means Bell is a lead jammer now, being called there by Shugs. 1 minute 25 as lead jammer for Brawlers. Do you think we're going to see a 200 here for Brawlers?
Do you know what? I don't think so, unless they get well. No, actually, no, I lie.
Oh, you are mean.
No, I reckon if they put Momo on the next jam,
Yeah.
because he characteristically has been putting up those big jams. But I'm not a fortune teller, and astrology isn't real, so we can't predict the future, can we, Chevy?
How can you say astrology isn't real when I'm the star sign donut?
I mean, you're the star in my side, Cherry. That's all I know and care about.
And the power jam is over. Crash Test Barbie absolutely storming it out of the pack. Been a little bit more careful this time to reset herself as she came round the hips of one of the Granite City skaters. But Belle is racking up those points. 8 on the board in this jam. 2 minutes left to go. 190 to 118.
And it's James the Fourth and Fuji in the box for GMRD right now. Dead Sheeran trying to hold Belle back. Crash Test Barbie almost through on the outside, but Puds escorts her to the referee lane. He is brutal, that boy.
Bell coming round half a toe stop round the outside. So wisely recycles himself to the back of the pack. 12 points already in the bag, so he can't be too greedy. But he is, and picks up 4 more, taking them to 16. And we are 2 points away from a double century, Izzy.
Oh my goodness. Huge jam there for Bell and Granite. 16 points. No more on that pass.
James the Fourth, however, it looks like he is standing at the side of the box, but on the board he's only on 5.
Hang on,
So
let's have a refresh.
let's
We're having
have
a refresh. Yeah, he's on 7.
Oh, there we go. So foul out party. Garth Vader now taking the start for GMRD. Everyone's having a go at Jamming.
And why not?
It is Momo now with lead for Granite.
It is getting a bit penalty palooza right now. We are in the dying seconds of what has been an amazing first game of the tournament. I mean, obviously, folks at home, folks here have got their favourites and will want things to happen. But if you're just watching this for the love of roller derby, I don't know if you're going to get a better game today.
And Garth Vader has removed the star, but there is no pivot on track
mate.
for
Put it back
GMRD, which is again perhaps an oversight of
He's put it back
the
on.
bench, but he's got it back on, eligible to score now.
Momo has already picked up 8 points, so Brawlers are into that double century. 8 points takes them to 206. Garth Vader coming round now, trying to get past the hips of Pac Wild. Just take a little trip to the floor, kind of urging him on to get a point because the period clock has ended, and I kind of want to see everyone that jammed who isn't a jammer get a point on the board.
Well, that's at least 2 points for Garth in the pocket, I would say. But he has hit to the inside. Momo putting up 4 more. This is a big jam for Momo, as I predicted.
Keeping it cash.
It's what he does. Multiplayer now being called. And that is on. Can't see it. Oh, that's on a Granite blocker. 15 seconds on the jam. Period clock expired.
Momo with 20 points in the bag. We've not yet seen the points go up, if any, for Garth Vader, as much as we're urging them on.
Yeah, the pass hasn't been completed yet. But there, with the whistle, 24 points for Momo and 4 going up for Garth Vader and GMRD, putting the unofficial score 222 to 122 in favour of the Granite City Brawlers, the home league. What a game. Oh my goodness me.
Indeed, Izzy. And I do like a nice clean score at the end of it. So, it's very lovely. All those little ducks in a row, if you will. So we are not going to focus on the fact that we did have 1 or 2 foul outs.
1 or 2.
We are going to focus on the fact that Granite City absolutely knuckled down to take that win, and focus on the fact that Glasgow never once showed any signs of slowing down or stopping or having a sad face. They just cracked on, dug into their bench, put out everyone they could, and did a sterling work. But congratulations does have to go to the Brawlers. Izzy, what game do we have coming up next?
We have the Mannequin Beast up against Cami Quads, and I think this is going to be the fastest, most furious game of the tournament. 2 incredibly skilled and vicious teams on the track. I'm really excited to sit in the crowd and watch this one. What a game. We really hope you've enjoyed being on the stream with us. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this. I am and will always be loud and queer.
And I'm Very Cherry. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you soon. Ta-ta!